Hi, Sunny here. Welcome to another edition of Ask Starbase. Today's question is, what are the deadliest snakes in the United States? There are over 20 species of venomous snakes in North America. In the United States, there is at least one species of venomous snake in every state except Alaska. Of course, venomous doesn't always mean lethal. The good news is that snake bites are pretty rare in the United States, and fatalities from those bites averaging less than a handful. Globally, it is estimated that there are millions of bites annually with well over 100,000 snake bite-related deaths. Thanks to modern medicine, anti-venom is readily available in most areas of the United States. Venomous snakes rarely bite humans, but sometimes it can be all too easy to unintentionally intrude on their space. Let's start with the eastern diamondback rattlesnake. It is the largest of all North American venomous snakes, and it is arguably the most deadly. With recorded lengths nearing 8 feet and weights in excess of 35 pounds, this is a significant creature and is quite dangerous to humans. It has massive fangs that can approach a full inch long, a very high venom yield, and an absolutely devastating potency. It can pump as much as 450 milligrams of venom. Less than 150 milligrams can kill a human. Its prime habitat are the pine forests, mountains, dry marshes, and coastal areas of Florida and the lower southeastern United States. The western diamondback rattlesnake may not be quite as massive as its eastern relative, but it makes up for it in numerous ways. Although the venom is somewhat less toxic than some other rattlesnakes, it makes up for it by producing immense quantities. As much as 800 milligrams can be delivered in a full envenomation, which thankfully is rare. The western diamondback is easily the snake most responsible for venomous snakebite deaths in Mexico. Regarded as the most aggressive of the rattlers, it can grow up to 7 feet and 15 pounds, but typically are in the 4 to 5 foot range and less than 10 pounds. The western and eastern coral snakes are pretty similar in many ways. Both have some of the most potent neurotoxic venom in North America. Both are brightly colored with primary black and red stripes with smaller yellow encircling stripes, and both species prefer the southern part of North America. Fortunately, both snakes are reluctant to bite humans and tend to be primarily nocturnal, further lessening the chances of fatal encounters. There currently is no effective antivenom, but there are a number of factors that have led to only a single death in more than 40 years. Coral snakes are unable to release their venom in a single strike, and full envenomation requires a chewing-like process. It is estimated that 40% of the bites to humans contain no or very little venom. The Copperhead snake is a member of the pit viper family, like most venomous snakes in North America. Its primary range is along the eastern seaboard, as far north as New York and inland as far west as Nebraska. The copperhead is perhaps responsible for the most bites of any snake. It's not because the snake is inherently more aggressive, but because copperheads tend to freeze when met with approaching humans, instead of fleeing like most others, and will bite when stepped on. The copperhead also has what is believed to be the weakest venom potency of all pit vipers, which is a happy coincidence since it's the snake most likely to bite you. The cottonmouth, which is also known as a water moccasin bite, is much more dangerous and harmful to humans than that of the closely related copperhead, but rarely leads to death. The cottonmouth is more aggressive, but biting isn't common unless the snake is actually touched. When threatened, the cottonmouth will occasionally hiss and most always assume a strike-ready pose. The very white interior of the cottonmouth's mouth and the snake's habit of opening its mouth extremely wide in warning provides the common name. The cottonmouth is the only semi-aquatic viper in the world. The timber rattlesnakes are dangerous on all fronts. They are large, have long fangs, and sport potent venom, which they can pump an alarming amount of into their prey at any one time. Thankfully for us, they are also known for their mild temperament and characteristic rattle. Timber rattlesnakes are among the most patient of their kind and will often give lengthy warnings before attacking. Common throughout the Northeast and into Canada, the timber rattler is the most northern of the large rattlers. If you gauge deadliness by venom, this is one of the big boys. The venom of a Mojave rattlesnake is widely considered the most potent of all rattlesnakes and has a reputation as being extremely aggressive toward humans. Limited to the southern areas of Arizona, California, Utah, New Mexico, and parts of Texas, the Mojave rattlesnake prefers open areas and sandy desert conditions. Because their bites often bleed less and cause less distress, it isn't uncommon for people that have been bitten to underestimate the severity. Their venom is a veritable cocktail of destructive enzymes and proteins designed to kill prey, and the negative effects only become obvious as long as 24 hours after envenomation. The most common antivenom in the U.S. is based in large part on the venom of the Mojave rattlesnake, and is highly effective when administered properly. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Ask Starbase. If you have a STEM question you would like answered, please email us at ask@starbase-ct.com. Thanks for joining me. Bye.